How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean Seams, a rogue disc ninja, also known as Disc Golf Educator on social media. Welcome back to Midrange Mondays. So, this is the show where we review all of the amazing mid-ranges that the disc golf world has to offer. On last Midrange Monday episode, we took a look at the Discraft Z Buzz, one of the most reliable and well-known mid-ranges in the disc golf world. But today, we're going to take a look at a company that is growing very quickly in popularity, jumped onto the scene this season, bigger than they ever had before, and ultimately this mid-range has quickly found a way into my bag. So we're going to take a look at the MVP Neutron Reactor. This is a very stable mid-range, but it's got a lot of really surprising and wonderful things about it. So before we actually get into looking at our three separate shot types for a backhand thrower, your anhyzer, your flat shot, and a hyzer, we're going to take a look at how to find this amazing mid-range on roguediscs.com. But before we do that, I have to thank my sponsor, Rogue Discs. Without them, none of this would be possible. They definitely get me all the supplies I need to crush the course. So let's hop onto their website and find this amazing mid-range. And again, we're looking at the MVP Discs Neutron Reactor. Disc finder. So something that I do find and absolutely love about it is if I don't know the general idea of the speed of the disc, I do know that most mid-rangers are between 4 and 5. We can leave the glide the same, the turn open, and the fade open as well. And we'll just leave it at that, and we'll see if we can find that MVP Neutron Reactor. So we're going to see tons of different mid-ranges show up here, which I think is great. The other thing that's awesome is once you use the disc finder, you can also look by brand, you can look by stability, you can look at disc type, so I know I'm looking at a mid-range. But we're just going to continue to scroll down. I'm not going to apply this filter, we're just going to leave it the same. So continuing to look down, we see the fuse, the element, lots of different types of discs. Their selection here is absolutely amazing. So we've got a couple MVP discs, still not the reactor. And there we go. So I've found the Neutron Reactor. I'm going to select this disc. It's got a speed of 5, a glide of 5, a turn of -0.5, and a fade of 1.5. So we're looking at a relatively stable disc. Again, we can see those flight numbers much bigger here. And as I discussed in our last Midrange Monday, we've got the angles. So we're going to look at the 3 different backhand shot types. So again, we have a nice flat shot here. Being an intermediate is where I'd put myself. It should go long, straight for quite a while with a little bit of fade to the right before it turn, or a little bit of turn to the right before it fades out left. Then we also have it on an anhyzer line. It should be a nice kind of anhyzer flex, more so than your just traditional anhyzer line. Big, long, sweeping anhyzer, but the kind of trickiness or the hidden gem of this disc is you can put about as much power on it as you want. It's not going to flip over and do a bunch of crazy things. It's very, very predictable. And then last but not least, a hyzer line. It should be pretty straight. You're not getting big, drastic hyzer, but that's just because it's that stability of the disc. The other amazing thing about this website is I want to take a look at some different types of plastics. So if I click on their plastics, it's going to show me a couple different similar discs with it, and there are 2 different types of plastics they have. They've got the Eclipse 2.0 and the Neutron. My Midrange Monday is going to be in that Neutron plastic, and then I can also check that inventory, and they've got tons of these discs, so you're not going to run into that COVID fall behind. We're trying to scramble and find our plastic. They've got 32 of these bad boys. They've got them in the Eclipse 2.0 or that kind of glow plastic. I've heard many of the pros love that Eclipse plastic. There's just something about the glow plastic and the way it flies. They seem to really enjoy it. It's a little bit more stable or overstable than a normal Neutron reactor, but they've got tons of Eclipse as well as 1 remaining Neutron plastic and a really sweet kind of bursty purple. So we're going to get back out to the field, throw this MVP reactor, and we'll see what this thing does out there. So with this, we are going to take our 3 different shot types. We're going to go a backhand hyzer at first, see how this thing kind of holds its line. Then we're going to go a nice flat shot. We're going to see how long we can push this disc towards the basket before it naturally wants to fade. And then last but not least, we're gonna throw an anhyzer shot. I'm going to try and keep it on a natural anhyzer where it just continues to push for a right hand backhand thrower, a nice big sweeping left to right, finishing on the ground in the middle of the right hand fade without it fading back to the left. But I'm also going to throw a nice flex shot where we are going to start to the left and then slowly move ourselves back to the right. So we're going to go through our shot types. Let's take a look at what the Neutron Reactor has in store. Alright, so now we've gone through the three basic shot types, our hyzer, our nice flat shot, and our anhyzer, and we added the anti-flex. The anti-flex landed about 10 to 15 feet from the basket, along with both the hyzer and the anhyzer. This disc can handle a ton of torque. One of the best things that have put this in my bag is I can rip on this thing and know it's going to hold its line. This plastic is durable, it feels great in the hand. I absolutely love this disc. Some of the ways this disc can be used is for good flat shots when you need to get through a tunnel with a low ceiling. One of the best things about being able to rip on this disc is it's going to keep its height control. So if you throw it low and want to bust through a ceiling or bust right below a ceiling, you're going to be able to get through it. Especially right now when we've got leaves falling all over the place, branches are starting to finally raise up just a little bit more. You're going to start finding pockets that you didn't know you could hit. This is the disc to help you get to the green and lower some strokes off your scorecard. This disc is great for any beginner. I highly recommend this disc. It may be a little overstable in feel for a beginner, but this disc is going to make you feel very, very good about a nice hyzer shot. In my state championship tournament, I was able to bend this around trees and keep it nice and flat and save some of my really frustrating beginner mistakes. So this disc is absolutely wonderful, and a huge thanks again to RogueDiscs.com. Without them, this Midrange Monday would not be possible. Hop on to RogueDiscs.com. You can go through the link in my bio, or you can go through the link in the comments below. One thing I'm asking you guys to do, if you do pick up a Neutron Reactor or have a Neutron Reactor in your bag, leave a comment. Let us know how you use it. Let us know why you put it in your bag. Because the best thing about disc golf, we all throw differently, but we all have an addiction to plastic. So tell us why this is the mid-range for you, or why you picked this mid-range up. But again, this has been Midrange Mondays. I'm Sean Seams, your Rogue Disc Ninja, also known as the Disc Golf Educator.